Not all diabetes is caused by sugar or being overweight. In fact, there's a type that has nothing to do with your diet or lifestyle, and everything to do with something far more heartbreaking: hunger. For years, this form of diabetes quietly affected millions of people, mostly in poorer parts of the world, without anyone giving it a name. It was often misdiagnosed, misunderstood, or completely missed. But now, that's finally starting to change. On April 15th, 2025, something historic happened. The International Diabetes Federation, one of the most trusted health organizations in the world, officially recognized type 5 diabetes as a distinct condition. This is a major breakthrough, and it could change the lives of millions who have been living in the shadows, without proper care or answers. So, what makes type 5 diabetes so different? And why is this recognition such a big deal? Let's talk about it. Type 5 diabetes also goes by a few other names, like malnutrition-related diabetes mellitus or severe insulin-deficient diabetes. But no matter what you call it, what really sets it apart is the cause. Unlike the more common types of diabetes, it has nothing to do with being overweight or eating too much sugar. Instead, it's linked to long-term undernutrition, especially during critical years of growth, like childhood or adolescence. Experts believe this type of diabetes happens when the pancreas doesn't develop properly, often because the body didn't get enough nutrients while it was growing. And sadly, this condition isn't rare. It's estimated to affect 20 to 25 million people worldwide, most of them thin, undernourished teens and young adults in low-income countries, particularly in parts of Asia and Africa. Many people living with this condition have a very low body mass index, or BMI, often under 18.5. That's a number doctors use to check whether someone is underweight, based on their height and weight. So, while most people think of diabetes and picture someone overweight, type 5 diabetes affects people who are the exact opposite, and that's part of why it's been overlooked for so long. One of the key things that makes type 5 diabetes so different is how the body handles insulin. People with this condition don't produce enough insulin, but they're not insulin resistant, like in type 2 diabetes. That's an important distinction. In type 1 diabetes, the immune system attacks the cells that make insulin. In type 2, the body either doesn't use insulin well or doesn't make enough of it, usually linked to being overweight or having an inactive lifestyle. But in type 5, the problem starts much earlier. The pancreas simply never developed the ability to produce enough insulin, often because of malnutrition during key growth years. Another difference: people with type 5 diabetes usually don't experience ketosis, a dangerous condition that happens when the body starts breaking down fat too quickly for energy because it doesn't have enough insulin. Ketosis is common in people with uncontrolled type 1 diabetes, but not in this type. For years, type 5 diabetes was simply misdiagnosed as either type 1 or type 2. That kind of mistake isn't just a paperwork issue, it can be life-threatening. Giving someone with type 5 diabetes high doses of insulin, like you would with type 1, can actually be fatal. That's why getting the diagnosis right is so important. Thankfully, the work of Dr. Meredith Hawkins and her research team has helped shine a light on this condition. Their studies revealed that people with type 5 diabetes have a very specific problem. Their bodies just don't produce enough insulin due to how their pancreas developed. And now, with the official recognition by the International Diabetes Federation, there's real hope. This recognition is a major turning point. For the first time, doctors and researchers around the world will work together to create clear guidelines for diagnosing and treating this condition. That includes building a global research registry, training healthcare providers, and finding cost-effective treatment options, especially for communities that have long been overlooked. In short, it means millions of people who were once invisible in the healthcare system may finally get the answers and care they deserve. Now, while this recognition is a big step forward, it's also important to remember that science is always evolving. Not everyone in the medical community fully agrees on calling this condition type 5 diabetes just yet. Some respected diabetes experts, like Dr. Anup Misra, Dr. Ambrish Mithal, and Dr. Shashank Joshi, have expressed caution. They feel it might be a little too soon to give it a brand new label without more solid, modern research and global agreement. Instead, they suggest it could be better understood as a subtype of existing diabetes categories, rather than a completely separate one. But this kind of back and forth isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's how medical progress happens. Experts ask questions, share findings, and debate ideas, and over time, we get a clearer picture. It also shows just how complex diabetes really is, and how important it is to keep learning and improving how we diagnose and treat it. So, what does all this mean for you? It's a reminder that getting the right diagnosis really matters, especially when it comes to conditions like diabetes. The symptoms might look similar, but the treatment can be completely different. If you or someone you love has diabetes, or you've noticed some of the common warning signs, it's always best to talk to your doctor. Health professionals often refer to the 4 T's as early signs to watch out for: toilet, frequent urination; thirst, feeling thirsty all the time; thinner, unexpected weight or muscle loss; and tired, feeling constantly exhausted. Understanding type 5 diabetes also shows how important it is to have care that's tailored to each person's needs. For example, many people with this type may not need insulin shots. Instead, they might be able to manage their condition with oral medication, which is a huge help, especially in places where insulin is expensive or hard to find. Doctors also recommend focusing on a high-protein, low-carb diet and making sure to correct any vitamin or mineral deficiencies that may have developed over time. And like with all types of diabetes, gentle movement, such as walking, stretching, or light exercise, can go a long way in supporting overall health and energy levels. We hope this helped you understand a little more about the different types of diabetes, especially this newly recognized form that has been overlooked for far too long. The more we know, the better we can take care of ourselves and the people we love. And when it comes to managing chronic conditions like diabetes, getting the right diagnosis really can make all the difference. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need this information. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more easy-to-understand health tips and natural wellness advice. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Have any questions or thoughts? Leave a comment below. We read every one, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and take care of your health.